Hi, I'm Chelsea Husum, your host of the Lip Service and Lashes podcast. I'm an entrepreneur, author, speaker, and mom of two. And I'm so tired of women not feeling like they can show up as fully expressed versions of themselves. So here, we're all about that unapologetically, because honestly, we don't have time not to. Literally because we're busy as F moms and entrepreneurs, but also figuratively because we don't know how much time we have on this planet and we want to make an impact now. But if we're doing this, we're making it real vibes only. So let's get inspired, laugh our asses off, quite possibly cry, and feel like you're sitting on the couch with your bestie and a glass of wine. I'm so happy you're here. Let's dive in. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Lip Service and Lashes podcast. I'm your host, Chelsea Husum. I'm so glad you're here. Oh man, today, guys, I just want to dive into all the emotions I have been experiencing kind of the last 2 weeks, and really talk about how, when life's lifing, as it often does, man, it's like a gut punch, or it's something amazing or whatever. But the last 2 weeks, I have really experienced like having to deal with two completely polar opposite emotions at the same time, which is weird, right? Like you can be so low and then like these amazing things are happening, but it's just like this complete end of the spectrum, these two complete opposite, polar opposite emotions. And it's just like, it's such a weird feeling to have to, every day after day, right? There's like good things and bad things that happen, but it's like when there are really big things on each end happening, you're like, what the actual hell is happening? This is insane. And I don't know, it just throws you for a loop. So as many of you know, because I've received so many messages and texts and calls, and I just appreciate you all, but we had to put our chocolate lab jacks to sleep about a week ago. And so I kind of want to talk about that experience because, geez, that was just a whole thing. And so I'll start with that. But we adopted our lab jacks from a dog rescue in Colorado, and they had found him on the streets of Houston a lot. And if you're in Colorado, a lot of dogs are at either kill shelters or just like running around. Just, I don't know. They find all these dogs in Texas and then ship them up to Colorado for people to adopt. So I don't really know why, but that's like a thing. So, I had come across, I don't know, I had some crazy thing. I was following all these dog rescues, and I saw this beautiful chocolate lab. Like I said, they found him on the streets of Houston. You just wonder, like, what was his story? Like, why was he out on the street? What, I don't know. Now knowing the dog, we know, no one would ever voluntarily give this thing away. He was the sweetest, calmest, laziest freaking thing you've ever seen, even for a lab. Like, oh my God, which I'll talk about. But so like, you just want to know, you wish you could touch him and be like, why were you just found? Like, did someone give you up? Did you run away? Like, what happened, right? So it's just weird, not knowing exactly what happened, or how he got in that situation. But luckily for us, I saw him on this rescue. They call us and say, hey, well, let's go meet at the park. And he has a lot of energy, be prepared. And, I've adopted dogs from rescues before, and it's like there's all these steps, and you meet the dog and they make you bring your kids, which I find odd, in case like they want the whole family there. But I'm like, well, what if I don't want the dog? I don't want my kids there being all sad. But so we go meet this dog. He's an absolute lunatic. Like he is and my husband's really strong. He's like pulling the shit out of my husband's arm on this leash. He's like lunatic crazy. And we're just like, oh my God. And they're like, okay, do you want him? You can take him now. And we're like, what? We're not prepared for this. Cause we had dogs in the past, but it was years ago. So we didn't have like a leash, a food bowl, food, any of this stuff. And we're like, okay, sure, we'll take him. And, whatever. So we get home. This whole podcast is not about the story of him, but like it's we get home, my husband goes to get like stuff at the store, he jumps a fence, runs away, runs through traffic. Like I had to run sobbing through traffic to get him. He ran away like 20 times. It was insane. My husband and I were like, oh my God, what did we do? Like we made a mistake. And then 3 months later, this dog will not leave our side. He like the door's open, he doesn't want to go out, like he just wants to be by you, and he's so freaking sweet. So thank God that worked out, and he wasn't a raging lunatic his whole time with us. So we had him 5 years. They think he was like 3 or 4 ish. They don't really know when they got him at the rescue. So he was still like a relatively young lab. I mean, he was starting to go a little gray on his beard and stuff, but overall he was like super healthy and great and younger. We should have had years more with him. So it's a couple weeks ago, he started like, well, actually probably a year and a half ago, he started making this like weird kind of hacking noise, or just this weird noise. And he's done it in the vet when I've had him there for a checkup. Like they did an x-ray, they didn't find anything, whatever. So he's done that for like a year and a half, which now we realize what it was. But so a couple weeks ago, he just like, this dog is harassing you at like 5 a.m. Like you can't even like move, because he'll be right there like poking you with his nose to try to give, he wants to eat at like 5:30 a.m. at the latest. Like he loves food, and he runs down the stairs. He does some hops. He does a turn. He like would do another turn and then be like hopping. So he loves to eat. So this dog started just kind of like hanging his head, almost looking like he's hurting walking. Like when you'd get up, it was like really slow and just almost painful. You're like, what is going on? And then he stopped like really wanting to eat, and wasn't drinking. And like when a lab, and especially this one, he's a freak. He like begs all the time. That's his favorite thing to do, is eat. When he's not eating, clearly something's wrong. So my husband took him to the vet. They did blood work. They're like, oh, he looks good. Here's some, maybe he got a tick, or we're like, I don't know what happened with this dog, right? Maybe he got bit by a snake, but we're like, when we're in Nebraska, we watch him. We don't let him just wander, because there are rattlesnakes. So he took him to the vet. The blood work was fine. Gave us some medicine for like tick stuff and for like upset stomach. Okay, well, the dog is not getting better. And I'm drinking my coffee, so if I pause, that's what I'm doing. So he's not getting better. And I was in Nebraska. I came home and I'm like, man, I'm going to take this dog to, well, at this point, I was like, I think I'm going to take him to a dog emergency room. So I take him. This was the start of last week. I take him. The lady's like, I want to do this. It's going to be like, so, we paid $400 for the previous one, whatever. Nothing. They said he's fine. So then I take him to the ER. That's like $2,300 for like chest x-rays and ultrasound of his intestines and belly and all these tests and things, right? And again, blood work. They're like, well, it looks like he is like, his bowels are moving a little slow. I'm like, the dog poops all the freaking time. I'm not worried about that. And then they're like, we found one spot, a small spot on his lung. It could be cancer. We don't know. And I'm like, okay, both of those things, like now I just paid you $2,300. Like those are not the reason that he can barely walk and he has zero freaking energy and he doesn't want to eat or drink. Like something else is happening, right? Clearly. So I wait a day. I start cooking, like I boil him chicken and rice. He will eat that. He's drinking a little water. I'm like, maybe we're on the way up, but he's still doing this weird kind of hacking thing with his throat. And I don't know. And so I'm like, I wait a day thinking, oh my God, maybe he's eating. He's liking the chicken, right? And then he goes downhill again and is just not eating or drinking. So I take him back to the same ER. They're like, yeah, we don't know. Like you can call like a dog oncologist for cancer or go to an internal specialist. I'm like, come on, that's like probably 10, 20 grand. Like, I don't even know. We love our dogs, but there are a lot of people that will go through all those things like chemo, radiation, all these things. But like, we love our dogs dearly, but we are not those people. I'm not going to spend 30, 40, 50 grand on a dog. I'm sorry. You can judge me, but that's just not our thing, as much as we love these animals. And then like probably they're going to be suffering and have a shitty, quality of life anyway. So I take him home. I'm like, I don't freaking know what's happening. So, I'm still trying to feed him chicken. And I just like in my soul, I'm like, something is wrong with this dog. I just feel like I'm looking at him getting like so sad because it's just like, what the hell is wrong with you? Like, you're clearly not okay. And these people can't figure it out. So then now it's on a Friday. I was supposed to go get a pedicure with my friend Brandy. And that morning I'm just like, I'm like, hey girl, I'm sorry. I think I need to take him to another ER. Like, I got to give this one more shot because I don't know what the hell's going on. And he's not okay. Like, this is like, did he have a stroke? We have no clue. So I take him to another ER further away. They immediately come out. They're like, well, I felt his neck. There's this really hard thing on his neck. We're going to do x-rays. I'm like, great. So they do x-rays. She comes out. She's like, here's a dog, like a normal dog's, throat and spine and stuff like that, right? And neck area. And then here's yours. He has this huge mass on his throat. Thus, why he's been like making these weird noises and hacking for now a long time. And nothing has ever been found. Still, the blood work is coming back normal, which I find odd. But no one's ever found it. Even like he just even went to like a month and a half ago to his normal vet checkup. And like, they're like, he's great. He's healthy. So she's like, I'm sitting there. He's still back, in the room. They didn't let me go back there with him. I was sitting in the waiting room. And she's just like, we could do surgery. It's a major surgery. And then he would do chemo radiation. It could have spread to other places in the body. We don't even know if it's cancer, but likely it is. And she said, I had a vet friend that had a very similar thing with her dog. She was like, we'll do it all. They did the surgery, did the chemo, did the radiation, and the dog only lived another month. And then she said her friend was kind of like, why did I do that? Like, why did I put my dog through that? Right. And I'm sorry, I'm going to cry. It's still pretty raw, guys. So I'm like literally sitting there alone, just sobbing. Because she's like, or he probably needs to be put down because he's not, he's in pain clearly. And so I'm sitting there by myself in the freaking ER, like sobbing. And then she leaves and I'm like physically shaking. My body is just like not okay. And, he comes out. I don't know. It's just like bawled my whole freaking way home. Like, this dog was the best. Like, so freaking sweet. Like, the doorbell rings, he doesn't bark. Someone walks in the door, he doesn't get off the freaking couch. He doesn't give a shit. He doesn't bark. He's so mellow. He's so lazy. Like, he wouldn't even play fetch. What lab on the planet doesn't play fetch, you guys? Like, you'd throw the ball and he'd catch it and lay down. Like, this is how freaking lazy he is. He loved walks. Like, walks were his jam. His favorite thing. He loved swimming. But past that, he was so freaking lazy. He would just steal my kids' stuffed animals and just kind of like happily run around in the backyard with them. Like just pure joy. He would never chew them up, but he just like loved to steal their stuffed animals. It was so cute, and so I knew driving home, like, I have to tell my children they are not going to take this well, which they did not. We just kind of sat in the backyard with him. I told my husband, like, I called him. He was at work. And I said, please come home, like, as soon as possible. I scheduled for the Saturday tomorrow to have him be put down. And then, like, can you go get him some McDonald's? Like, get him a burger and some chicken nuggets, and see if he'll eat that, whatever. And we're just going to love on him, right? And then my husband got home and he's like, babe, I kind of just think, why are we prolonging this? Like, it's just kind of rough on everybody and him. So we he found a appointment for the same day. So we just like all sat with him, cried. He had an ice cream cone and, you know, said our goodbyes, which it was so freaking sudden. Like, this dog, like I said, was just the best. Like, my kids, it's the first dog that my kids were like old enough to really know and like bond with, because we had 2 other labs before, but they were so young. It was just different. This one slept in their beds. They were constantly cuddling with him, like walking him, like just, it was different. And even for me, I think I'm probably taking it the hardest because like I work from home. This is the first dog I've ever had that I worked from home. So he's always with me. He's always like laying right by my chair, or he's laying on our brown leather couch. And then like I walk out and I see him, like you can't even really see him because he was the same color, and but you knew he was always there, right? Or he'd be snoring in the background while I'm recording podcasts. Like I was with him all the freaking time. So the house feels really quiet. Like, especially when I'm alone, like I'm working and I walk out of my office and I look at the couch expecting him to be there, and he's not. You know, I don't even want to go for walks anymore. Like, what's the freaking point? Sorry. Oh my God. You know, it's just like walks aren't the same. It's like, why am I out here? I should be out here with him, you know, so we can sniff and pee on everything. I don't know. It's just, obviously I know with time it'll get easier. And like I went a couple days ago without crying. Yay. I was really proud of myself. And then yesterday I went and picked up his ashes and his little paw prints we got for the boys. And like, oh, hold on. I gotta get a coffee. Okay. Like, I guess the ironic part about this was the place that my husband found that could put him to sleep that day was the same ER I went to twice that was like, we don't know what's wrong with him. And then we're back like 3 days later and they're putting our dog down. And the guy was like, I'm really sorry. I'm like, shut up. I just wanted to be like, shut up, dude. He's like, we never felt anything. These can grow fast. And I'm like, not in a day, you asshole. Like, shut the fuck up. Like, I'm just like, we're here literally to put our dog down right now. Like, I don't want to hear your excuses. Like, and even if you had found it, it wouldn't matter. Like, we'd still be in this position. But I'm just like, please don't do that right now. But so I go back to get his ashes, which now is at the place, you know, it's at the place that I had been there all the freaking previous week and then had put him down. And wow, that was, I was like, oh, didn't really realize this would like be a little traumatic right now, like looking in the room, like the last place that he was alive, you know? And so of course I started crying when the lady walked out with the bag. And then I came home and I was crying, and then I printed a bunch of pictures and I'm getting frames for the boys and I gave them their paw prints. And then last night I'm like, well, you know, his little box of ashes is like sitting on the counter in the kitchen. I'm like, well, he has to sleep upstairs with me because my husband's gone. I'm like, it's so lonely that he's down here by himself. Sorry, my snot, guys. I'm so sorry. And I was like, I'm like literally holding his ashes, like crying, like, oh, you know, my God. So I was really fragile. Then I got better for 2 days. And now that I'm recording a podcast, having to say it all out loud, of course, I'm crying again. But this is grieving, right? It's part of it. But so yeah, it was a really shitty 2 weeks. I'm fucking emotionally exhausted. I'm physically exhausted. I'm just like behind on all the shit I need to do in work and life because I've spent the last 2 weeks either like grieving and running around or at like dog ERs and dog doctors and stuff. So it's like, obviously he's worth it, but it's just like a lot. I'm fucking exhausted and I'm emotionally exhausted and I'm just like sad and I feel numb and I feel like muted, you know, like, I don't know. It's just blah. I feel blah. So the second part of this podcast, the whole point, which I'm not going to cry through, but get that one out of the way first. But the weird polarity of these emotions, right, is the week that I was at all these dog like pet ERs with him was personally, well, not, I don't know, professionally, I guess, let's say, I need some chapstick. I'm addicted to chapstick, guys, if you don't know. I cried it all off. So weirdly, at the same time that my freaking soul and heart is breaking, in my construction company, we had our first over 6-figure month, which, like, hell yes, like, wow, that's huge, right? I mean, I've had some good months, but this one is by far the best one we've ever had. I'm like, thank you. I'm so grateful. This is amazing, right? So that's like, that alone is, I should be jumping up and down, celebrating. Yay, this is a big deal, right? But I didn't, because I'm crying all week with my dog. So there was that. And then last week I got, I had 3 acceptance letters to new keynotes that I've been chosen to. And then I had the announcement for a 4th one that I had been working on. So like, and I have to also say, cause I'm always keeping it real, guys, but I definitely got some denial letters too. I probably got like 4 of those last week as well. So those have started to come in too, but like 3 to 4 event confirmations and like acceptance in a week, that's freaking huge too. Like, oh my God, yay. How exciting, right? And so, but those coming in when my heart is breaking and I'm just like freaking so sad and just feel blah and just like making it through, right? It's like, while I'm so grateful and happy and thankful for all that stuff, it's like I didn't celebrate it or spend time on it, on those huge accomplishments that are like, I've put the work in. I've worked my ass off for this stuff, like for years, for a long time. This is not like, oh, all of a sudden, she's worked for 5 days and then like shit's happening. No, this has been like years of building my construction company, right? And years, well, a good solid year of just focusing on my keynote and learning and growing and that stuff, right? So, it just like, I'm still proud of myself. I need to still celebrate these things because it's a big deal. And I've worked hard for it. And I know the work behind the scenes that I've done that no one freaking sees. Like, no one sees what I do in a day. I work my ass off, and kind of like a psycho. I'm a total psycho, guys. Like, sometimes I'm like, oh my God. But yeah, it was just such a weird feeling of a week, feeling so sad, and then having these great things happen that, I don't know, it was different, but that's how life is. We can't choose when the good things happen or the bad things happen, right? So, I've just been working through it all. And it is what it is, and I'll be okay. Like I said, the crying, probably after I get it out of this podcast too, I'm slowly crying less. I'm just, it'll become a little easier, all that stuff. I get it. It's happened in the past, but and a friend messaged me. She's like, losing a pet actually has been proven to be more like traumatic or more like emotionally difficult than even sometimes losing people, which obviously, if you're losing people in your life, horrible, so deep, the grief, all the sadness, all that, as it should be, right? But there's been studies that prove like the way we've bonded with pets is like even on a weirdly deeper level, that it can sometimes even affect us more. So, what I get that, like, it's a different kind of love, right? Or a different, like, I don't know. It's just this weird relationship that it's totally different than any human relationship we have, right? So I'm just here to tell you I'm alive. It's okay. I will stop going on Instagram and crying. I will stop crying on podcasts soon. Enough, guys. And I love you all. I swear, the people checking in on us, like, oh my gosh, I love you all so much. I have the best freaking friends, family, and appreciate all the love. And yeah, this is the experience called life, my friends. The good, the bad, the sad, the ugly, all of it. So Just had to share that. So always remember, no BS, just real vibes. I will see you next time. If you loved the episode, share it on Instagram and tag me so I can say thank you and meet you. Or share it with a girlfriend who you know would love this too. Always remember, no BS, just real vibes. See you next time on Lip Service and Lashes.